All right, let's look at this next problem. Shakira has an investment account that she deposits $200 into each year. The table shows the amount of interest she earns in dollars at the ending balance of each year. So the ending balance, okay? Here's the table. We'll go through that in just a minute. Shakira continues to deposit $200 each year and earns the same interest rate for several years. So this table only goes to 2 years, but they're talking about several years. And which statement about the ending balance each year is true? So again, I always like to look at the answers and know, oh, well, they don't want us to solve anything. They just want us to see if we can see the pattern of what's going on. One of the things I like to do is see what's in common, and I can see the balance increases by 2%. So every answer starts with that, and then it's just, what are these things here? Which one of these are true? So in order to know this, we just need to study this table, and then we should be able to answer this part very easily. So let's look at the table. In the very first year, Shakira puts in $200, and she earned 2%. And that's her ending balance. So they're telling us 2% is $4. But let's go ahead and verify that. So 200 times 0.02, so 2 times 0, 0, 0, and 4. So there's my answer, but I got to deal with this decimal. Let me change the color so you can see. So I just need to go over 2. And then that's where this goes, 1, 2. Okay, so $4 is the interest that's earned. Okay, so now we understand that. And now the next one, it says, okay, she put in $200 again, that year 2. And her interest earned is $8.08. Well, that's more than this one. How much more? Okay, so let's look at that. So it looks like they take the ending balance here and add this $200, and then they take 2% of that. So let's see if that's true. So 204 plus 200 is 404, right? 200, 204, that's 404. I didn't need to write it down. You can do that in your head probably. Okay, so we have $404. And we need 2% of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the 0.02. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 0 is 0, and 2 times 4 is 8 again. And now we have to deal with this decimal, 1, 2, 1, 2, $8.08. Okay, which is what we have right here. So they're taking this ending balance, adding it to the amount she deposited, and at the end of the year she gets this. Okay, so now how do they get this number? Right? So what they're doing is they're adding this, all of this together. They're adding 204 plus 200, that's 404, plus the 808, which is 412.08. Okay? So they're adding her last balance plus the new deposit plus the interest that she made, and they come out with this. Okay, now we should be able to answer this question very easily. A, the balance increases by 2% of the sum of 200 and 204 each year. No. If it had stopped at year 2, this would have, been close, but that is not the answer, okay? Because it says she invested several years, so it's going to keep going up every year. Okay, B, it says the balance increases by 2% of $200 each year. Well, we just saw that's not true, because the interest on this interest is not the interest on $200. It's the interest on this plus this, right? So this isn't true. Okay, let's look at C. The balance increases by 2% of the prior year's ending balance. So that would be 2% of this but it's not 2% of that. It's this plus this, and 2% of those two added together. Okay, let's look at D. It's got to be it, right? The balance increases by 2% of the sum of the prior year's ending balance and 200. The prior year's ending balance and 200. Yes. And then there's the 2%. Okay, so the answer is D right here. All right. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and I'll see you in the next one.